This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, what a day on the 15th anniversary of being blown up by a drunk driver with the Iron Cheek in Blackstone, Massachusetts. Welcome to a very unexpected, almost podcast prequel to the weekly Wrestling Insiders Party with Marty video shoot interview series, which debuts Thursday, August the 20th. With Marty Jannetty. You might have believed news back in January that a virus would take over the world and Major League Baseball would be played without no fans this summer, compared to the craziness I woke up to today, bigger than Sarge Russo leaving Noel's salon. It's already been a crazy summer. Our live wrestling event schedule across several states imploded. We were forced to move Wrestling Insiders at Your House with WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas to his actual house in Auburn, Maine, due to state regulations here in Massachusetts. Our Wrestling Insider talk shows every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern on YouTube have been white hot. We implore you to subscribe and enjoy 2,000 plus free videos. Over on the Patreon, great wrestling fans have enjoyed dozens of studio shoot interview DVDs with early ad-free access to the Wrestling Insider shows while helping keep wrestling legends working during the pandemic for just a couple of bucks over at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling. The merchandise on bostonwrestling.com, eBay, it's been moving, which also helps us produce more and more great content, which keeps more and more great wrestling legends working. Along with Tony and Marty, we're working on several other great guests to join the program on a recurring basis this fall, including a guy I think the world of down in the Sunshine State we're close to confirming with. This morning on Facebook, Marty Jannetty posted the following, and it is making headlines from coast to coast. Quote unquote, I never told no one this, even my brother Gino, because Gino would have killed him, and I didn't want my brother gone. Hell, he'd only recently came home from Vietnam. I was 13, working at Victory Lane's bowling alley, buying weed from a fag that worked there, and he put his hands on me. He dragged me around to the back of the building. You already know what he was going to try to do. That was the very first time I made a man disappear. They never found him. They should have looked in the Chattahoochee River. But Winnie, the girl in the photos with Marty, I like you so damn much, probably my favorite, but I promised myself way back then nobody would ever hurt me again. That includes you. I loved you, but you hurt me with your fucking Jamaican jealousy. You can go your own way. I don't need you. Again, fans, from there, internet headlines have said Marty Jannetty has confessed to murder. From what I read, it was from the point of view of an innocent 13-year-old kid that battled back against an attempted child molestation in 1973 in Georgia. Very interesting to see how some of those headlines were formed. Our own junior ambassador here in the MWF just turned 15. If anyone ever attempted to attack or hurt him in any way like that, I can only hope and pray that he'd know how to get out of a situation like this. Right now, fans, we welcome Marty Jannetty to the show to explain this story. It began as an early morning Facebook post. TMZ has covered it every which way, up and down. Now we're going to hear from Marty himself. All right, wrestling fans, you've seen the headlines today. You've seen some, maybe what you'd call clickbait, exploitive headlines compared to what Marty actually tried to state in his early morning Facebook post. I want to welcome Marty himself. Marty, we really weren't expecting to introduce our weekly series this way, but with everything going on with you in the news today, I think it's apropos.
I'm mad at Facebook.
Why are you mad at Facebook, Marty?
Because I got that. Let me watch my language. Sorry, that redheaded little gay ass I gotta be all right. Let me. Mark Zuckerberg. Let me do it that way. Mark sells our goddamn information, and then he blocks my ass. Well, I know it ain't him personally. You know, it's his fucking company. Excuse me, I'm cussing a lot already.
Well, you don't have to worry about it on this show. It's more Facebook you have to worry about.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that, man. I want if any kids are listening, I want them to I don't want them to hear that. But yeah, man, I mean, he sells all our information to China, who's the ones that let this guy I caught myself, I didn't say it, let this damn virus shit go on purpose because Donald Trump was beating their fucking ass at the damn trade wars. Yeah. So they're like, well, let us do this then. Fuckers. And they kill it. So many people die from it. But let's stay back to the point. What was the point?
Well, no, Marty, it's just the influx of requests we've had today with people trying to reach out to you where they know we're starting our new series. It was supposed to begin Thursday night, August the 20th, with you coming back also for that live SummerSlam night live stream. But, you put a pretty deep post onto Facebook this morning. What started as, I believe, as you described to me earlier, a post to a loved one. It
was meant for Winsome and a couple. I actually admitted it to all my girls.
Right.
I don't deal good with jealousy, and they're all jealous, especially black girls. I love every girl.
Right.
I'm no limit soldier. Always have been.
Mm-hmm.
But black girls are the worst about jealousy.
Yeah.
And I try to tell them I did time for that. I went to jail for that. That Shay girl I was seeing went right after the Rocket reunion and Kurt Angle match.
Yeah.
She went crazy because some girl asked me to sign her titty and put her titty out.
Yeah.
It got ugly, Doug. She even admitted it was her fault to the police. But I'm the one that had to go to jail for that, and I lost that goddamn I got to stop cussing. I lost that contract.
Yeah, for fans that might not be familiar,
so jealousy, jealousy, nah.
All right, well, Marty, I guess what people want to know is that the situation with the ladies, certainly that happens constantly to a lot of guys, interesting social relationships. But the big bombshell that came from that post was you leading into the situation with the women, dating back to what happened to you as a 13-year-old kid down in Georgia. It's made media headlines, not just in the world of professional wrestling, but even across
everywhere. TMZ's going to come
right?
talk to me, and I said no, because I was going to talk to you first.
Well, thank you, Marty. We do our best. We want to make you a Party with Marty series. Again, beginning August the 20th, something wrestling fans will want to talk about. But again, this has eclipsed what's going on in professional wrestling. Maybe, I think a lot of people misunderstood what you were trying to say in that post. I think there were a lot of people on the internet that wanted to to have fun with it, and I didn't think it was very fun considering what it was that you actually went through.
Now you're a 13-year-old that almost got raped.
So
if I couldn't have handled myself, that dude would have raped me.
Well, let's maybe try and explain the situation as it is, in case there are some fans that might not be familiar with it.
And you know what? I got phone calls because I put it on Facebook.
Right. And
I got phone calls from people that cared, and they said, Marty, the police are coming after you. Because I guess, I said he disappeared.
Right. So what happened was...
I didn't say I killed him. I said he disappeared.
And people took that as to what you meant. So again, let's rewind.
And one of the headlines was Marty admits to murder.
Right. Well, another one I saw was Marty Jannetty kills gay man. And that one really blew my mind. I don't care what that guy was.
Yeah, see there? Now I want to rip somebody's head off.
Any predator that goes after a kid deserves anything they get. I don't care if they're gay, straight, or anywhere in between. That's keeping a monster off of the street.
You know what I did wrong on that particular incident?
Well, here's what happened. You worked at this bowling alley. You told us here last week you were a great bowler as a kid.
Still am.
Even with one leg, you can still bowl.
Yeah, one leg with bad ankles, yeah.
And as a 13-year-old kid in junior high school, you were looking to, I guess, get a little cannabis for recreational use down in Georgia.
Well, I worked at the bowling alley. I worked there. All right, it was called Victory Lanes. My Columbus, Georgia people, my homies are going to know. I worked there.
Yeah.
And I worked around back, and he was the front desk clerk. But I knew he had weed. He always had weed.
And you wanted to buy the marijuana?
No, yeah, because I always used to laugh a lot on weed. I still do. I don't smoke it no more.
Right. So
let me go ahead and tell a lie. I don't smoke it anymore. I don't smoke it any less, as Davey Boy Smith would say. But yeah, man, he was known to sell the weed. What I didn't know is he lured in a little kid. I didn't know none of that. All I know is I want to get me a little bag of weed, smoke it, laugh like hell. That's all.
And you said when you went to make the transaction with him, he took you, I guess, around the back of the bowling alley?
Well, no. Actually, we started in his car, in the front parking lot.
Okay.
We got in the car, and, I bought he gave me the bag of weed.
Mm-hmm.
But he reached over and grabbed me down there. And he goes, "What's this?" And I was like, "Nah." I jumped back, and I don't want to say his name was Bob, but we used to make fun of him because we knew he was gay. It was known he was gay. He just never touched me before. And I say to Bob, that was his real name.
Yeah.
But we always said because he would bob and he would kneel. He'd get on his knees.
I got you.
Bob and kneel. I mean, it was known, but I did not expect, because I knew it wasn't the first day I met him.
Right.
I knew him. That's how I knew to get the weed from him. And we're in the car, and he grabbed me there, and I'm like, no, I'm not, no. I got nothing against gay people. A lot of my friends are gay as hell. Pat Patterson. But that don't bother me. Just don't push the issue on me, because I'm not that way.
And that wasn't even pushing an issue on an adult. You were a 13-year-old junior high school
student.
Yeah,
and he grabbed me like that. Well, when I say grab me, he gently fondled me. He reached down and he goes, "What's this?" And it was my dick and balls. And I was like, no. And I wouldn't get out of the car, and he got mad. He got angry. And he came around, he jumped out the car, came around, and he grabbed me by my hair. Even though I was 13, I was already into sports. He was big. He was a big old boy, maybe 6 foot. Yeah. And when he grabbed me by the hair, I couldn't get away. I'm like, but I couldn't get away.
So you got out of the car to flee, and he chased you to the back of the bowling alley.
Well, he came running away, and he drugged me back there.
Oh,
he grabbed me by his car. Yeah, he grabbed me by the hair and by my shirt, which I was mad about because we didn't have money when I was young.
Yeah,
we never had money, but it was a new shirt. And he's fucking got it. He's got me by the shirt, and he's got me by the hair, and he's dragging me to the back of the bowling alley. And he got me back there, and he threw me on the ground. And remember, I'm 13. This is a big old boy.
Right.
I'm 13. He threw me to the ground, and he was starting to unbutton. He was trying to take my pants, pull my pants down.
Well, and how did you wind up getting away from this man to avoid being fully victimized?
I probably don't need to say this, but there was a brick laying there.
Right. All right. Well, I look at
it. And what I said on my Facebook post, I'm not going to lie about nothing.
Yeah.
Man, what do you do when you're 13?
That's why I'm so angry about the people trying to exploit it. You did the right thing. I'd like to see, as I mentioned earlier on.
It was the right thing in that moment. I don't know how else
bash his head in with the brick. That's how you handle it as a 13-year-old kid. You did the right thing. That should happen.
He was an athlete. I ain't letting this fucking guy. I don't give a shit fucking how big he is. He ain't fucking me.
You were just protecting yourself.
And I was scared. I won't lie. I was scared.
Because I tell you this, there's going to be a lot of kids in the world that have gone through what happened to you. There'll be kids in the future that happen, whether it's your son, your daughter, your niece, your nephew, someone in the community. It happens to kids. And the people that subject them to that deserve to be hurt, no matter how that man was hurt that night.
I can't go that route. I can't say he deserved to be killed. I didn't say I killed him.
I'll say it.
He didn't. I can't say he deserved to die. But he deserved to get his ass beat. And when I was beating him in the head with a brick, I was only trying to beat his ass. I wasn't trying to kill him.
I guess maybe the best way to put it is after you beat this man in the head that tried to victimize you as a 13-year-old kid, did he ever come back to try and do it again?
I hate to say this because somebody told me not to do any interviews. TMZ wanted to get me in a couple of local news because of that damn post.
Yeah.
And one of my girlfriends told me, no, don't, because her one of her I don't say boyfriend, but one of her best friends is a policeman in South Chicago, and he's saying, imagine what he sees,
right?
But he told her, he goes, he messed up by putting that on the internet, because now they're gonna do research, and evidently they are. One of my sheriff friends, he called me, goes, "What did you do?" And I said, "Are you talking about the post on Facebook?" He goes, "I don't know. I just know they're putting a warrant out to go arrest you."
Well, I can only look at what you went through as you were a victim. You were abused, you were attacked, And what you did was just a matter of survival. It was like an animal instinct. And I applaud you for doing it.
I don't know if it was even survival. I just know he's not getting it up in my asshole.
All right.
He's not fucking me in the ass.
Yeah. Well, Marty, again, you've heard from media outlets all over the country, in and out of professional wrestling. Is there anything more you'd like to add to the story? Again, I want to present this as what I believe it to be. A teenage kid that was attacked. Not you attacked, not Marty Jannetty, the wrestler, attacking gay people. That's what the president calls fake news. What I believe this really is, you shared a story in a weak moment as a teenage kid when you were attempted to be violated.
I did it,
yeah.
You know, the whole reason I did it was
the
one
Jamaican
of my girlfriends.
Woman. Yeah.
Yes, Winnie, and I shouldn't have said her name, but I was trying to, when that shit happened to me, that hurt me, man. I was upset. Can you imagine dragging a guy that just tried to fuck you in the ass? Can you imagine dragging him to the river and throwing him in, and then finding out in the news this guy's missing? And you know the dude, and you know more than that.
But even worse,
that fucking affected me bad, bro. It hurt me, and I made my mind up that day. Nobody, and it was daylight. He didn't even do it in the dark. Nobody would ever hurt me again, and that comes with jealousy. My girlfriends are jealous. I can't stand jealousy. No. I can't stand jealousy.
I can understand that.
And I was just trying to let her know that maybe I shouldn't have went and said all that, because I never told that. Because my brother Gino, bad boy, not one to mess with, and I never could tell him, because I know what he would have done if I told him, but I already took care of it myself.
Well, for all of the experts out there in the world, Marty, right now, that they've made their headlines however they wanted to word it, I again wish they would look at it from the point of view. When you made that post on Facebook, it was from the point of view of a 13-year-old child being sexually assaulted by a man down in Georgia. I don't know how anyone could look down upon you for what you may have done that day. I really don't.
And let me ask them this.
Sure.
How would they have handled it?
Exactly. And how would they wanted them to handle it if it was one of their kids? You tell me that.
All I know, bro, is that man no other kids never had to worry about him.
And I tell you this, I bet there's a very strong likelihood you weren't the first person he ever did that to, the first kid that may have been violated.
He was known to be gay.
Well, I don't know.
I would say this right out front. I got no problem with gay people. Some of my best friends are gay. I'm just not that way.
Right.
But don't come at me.
Right. And again, not only that, but you were a child. And I would, hopefully every kid will be lucky enough to be in your position if they attempt to be attacked, that they have a brick or some kind of a weapon around to be able to fend off the person trying to violate them. I think you were lucky, and I think you did the right thing.
It might not have been right, maybe, well, and I'm not saying right now that he died, but I'm just saying a person don't need to die because they're fucked up in the head.
But if they're going to attack little kids, I think they should die. But that's just my opinion.
Okay, I'll let you have that one.
Well, that's the variety of life, my friend. Is we're all entitled to our opinions. Marty, this post that has certainly gone viral, I mean, it's been all over, even the sports news here in Boston. It was on some of the talk radio today.
Fucking MZ called me.
Right. Believe me, we've been getting the emails all day. Is there anything you'd like to add as we close this out?
I still like women.
All right, well, that's good to know. Marty, we're looking forward to our series kicking off SummerSlam Thursday, 9 p.m. every week. It's going to be Wrestling Insiders Party with Marty, along with our fun that we have every Tuesday with Tony Atlas at 9 p.m. on the YouTube. Hopefully this is going to be a great platform for you to share your professional wrestling experiences.
I think it will. Hey, let me ask you something real quick, though.
What do we got?
What would you have done if a guy attacked you?
I would have done 110% exactly what you had done. And I tell you this, if he ever did it to the kids in my life, I would have done 200% what you did to him. Okay. So that's the point of view I look at it as.
And that's correct. I think it's correct. You know what's crazy, Dan? When it's happening, you're in the moment.
Right. You're not thinking logically, and you were a kid.
Yeah, you're not used to that.
Yeah,
My
I
daddy
hope
didn't never
not.
do that to me. My brothers didn't ever do that to me. None of my friends ever did that to me. What the fuck is happening? This guy's trying to fuck me. I knew what he was trying to do when he was trying to yank my pants down.
Yeah.
I knew what he was going to do, or he's going to try to.
Mm-hmm. Well,
And that was something new. That didn't happen all my young life.
I'm sorry that you had to go
time.
through it.
That's all right, man. It was a long time ago.
Well, you know what? It stuck with you, though. You're obviously still upset about it now, 47 years
Only
after
because
the fact.
it hurt me a little bit. It hurt me. When I say it hurt me, I just couldn't believe a human could be like that to another human,
Yeah.
and it hurt me. And maybe I translate it bad, but when girls get mad at me for over jealousy, and that's why this whole thing just happened, because I was telling Winston, I lost it. I went ahead and told that. I've never told this story.
Well, we do have Dr. David Reese involved with our organization. Have you ever had professional counseling about this?
What are you going to tell them? What are they going to know unless they got raped?
Well, and then there's that point of view too, I guess. But yeah, I only want you to...
And that's why I want to be the best for my kids. And when I say my kids, I want to teach the junior league school, for wrestling, because that's the only way they're going to get better, because the guys are so good today. The only way they're going to get better is they get trained younger.
Yeah.
And it's all about psychology, crowd psychology. And, I might be pretty good at that. I might be good
Very
at that.
good
Look
at that.
at Shawn Michaels. Look at Al Snow. Look at 1, 2, 3 Kid. Look at Bob Holly. Everybody, what's
You
his
have
name
the Midas touch.
Yeah. You know what his name? Billy Gunn of Smoking Guns.
Yep.
He told me, he goes, gosh, damn, I want to tag with you. Your springboard. Everybody you tag with shoots to the top. Damn it.
Well, Marty, we sure are
This
looking...
is my wrestling coach. Let me go. I'm going to call up my wrestling coach. Oh, man, I love him. Let me go. I'll call you back.
All right, my friend. We'll talk to you soon. Be well.
All right, love you, bro.
Bye-bye, Marty. We'll see you August 23rd. Bye-bye.
All right.